Dutch have only ever lost once to Argentina, and it was one game they were simply never fated to win, the '78 World Cup final. The other constant between these two teams is that there's never been a meeting which didn't fail to excite, as you may recall from their last meeting in the World Cup quarterfinals back in 1998. A lot of water under the bridge since then. The Dutch, though, retain 7 players involved in those finals. The Argentines retain 1 player who scored in that game, Claudio Lopez. Well, notable absentees in both squads. Avagar's without Van der Sar and Van der Vaart, and he didn't recall Mark Overmars either. Waterreus replaces Van der Sar. Riksen's inclusion continues to cause debate. On the left is Zenden preferred to Baumer, and Kluivert's partner for 45 minutes at least will be Ruud van Nistelrooy. No Batistuta, Riquelme or Gonzalez in this side. It is 11 different players from lined up on Saturday in the victory against the USA. Of Denmark is your referee tonight. Dick Advocaat steadfastly refused to give call-ups to any of the raft of major new talent that's broken through over the past year or so. No De Jong, Schneider, Van Persie or Buffel. And Bielsa will start this game tonight. 3 central defenders, Quiroga, Ayala and Samuel. Sorin and Zanetti as the wing-backs. Veron as the anchor in midfield. Aimar and Ortega the creators for Gustavo and Claudio Lopez. Not quite a full house inside the Amsterdam arena, but still plenty of atmosphere in here. There's Van Nistelrooy. Philippe Cocu, still an integral part of this squad, still an important part of this squad as well. Very much respected by Dick Advocaat. His ability to virtually play in any position he's asked to do so. It was Riksen, Seedorf, Davids in the centre as well. 2 on the edge of the penalty area, very closely marked though. Riksen getting his foot in. 7 is Seedorf. Davids, Seedorf. Undergone yet another rebirth, Seedorf, in his most recent of moves from Inter to Milan. To believe that he's only 26 years of age. He's 62nd cap tonight. Scored on his last time out as well against Austria back in October. This has been a welcome return to form over recent months to the Dutch after the disappointments of failing to qualify for the World Cup finals. They've done well against the Germans with that 3-goal victory, the Spanish and the Norwegians as well. Disappointments too have been overcome by the Argentinians, who are unbeaten since the World Cup final disaster. They've just recently finished, as we said in the opening, a 3-match tour of the CONCACAF region, which was to organise to sort of blood some new talent. And none of these players that are playing tonight were involved rather in that mini tour, which they won all 3 games: Honduras, Mexico and the United States of America at the weekend. There's Dick Advocaat. Zenden. And he's playing 45 minutes tonight. Ruud van Nistelrooy at the request of Sir Alex Ferguson. Well, Gustavo Lopez with the attempt on goal. Not exactly what you would call a prolific scorer. Last goal he's scored in the season we're in the midst of at the moment, way back in September. Waterreus in goal tonight, the PSV keeper. There's Cocu, Kluivert. Lack of width in these early stages from the Dutch, and it's very, very crowded in that centre midfield area. There's Stam. And De Boer, 99th cap for De Boer tonight. Stam. Facundo. Zenden doesn't ever really look at home, Madeleine Zenden, in that position. But he's been preferred to the more natural choice, would be Wilfried Baumer of PSV. Rickson. And Bommel goes short. Seedorf on the touchline. This is Seedorf in the centre. Waiting again was Kluivert. Didn't find its way to him that time either. Davids. Strong opening from Edgar Davids. Stam. Van Bommel. There's a great ball forward now. Two in the centre. There's Kluivert. Well, Cavallero didn't know too much about it. His positioning was good. Kluivert's header wasn't. And Seedorf did really well to pick him out. De Boer with a marvellous ball. That was a great pull in as well from Seedorf. They swapped a few of those in their time for Ajax. There's plenty able to cause menace in there at the moment. Aimed toward Koku. Ortega is 23. Zenden. It's interesting that Sir Alex Ferguson asked for Van Nistelrooy to be played for only 45 minutes, which De Gapper was happy to oblige. There was no such request for Veron to play only 45 minutes. Of course, Manchester United have the small matter of the FA Cup get together with Arsenal at the weekend. Well, there's no Hernan Crespo, remember, or Mathis Almeida in this squad. Both of them had pulled out injured. 7 is Seedorf. He got a lot of the ball early on. Seedorf, again, really economical with possession. This is Edgar Davids. Davids slips one challenge, but he doesn't slip Veron. Again, lots of these matchups, acquaintances or reacquaintances. Juventus there against Lazio, or from days gone by. Playing a deeper role tonight. Veron. Seedorf. It's good delivery again, that by Seedorf. 16 is Aimar. Doesn't want to get caught in possession. He doesn't get caught in possession now. Lopez is in the centre, waiting for the ball to be played for him. Lopez is still waiting there. Stam is across, and in the end it was, well, rather weak as Sorin went flying in. Gustavo Lopez really should have let the ball go a lot quicker than he did. Claudio Lopez was in a very, very good position. It was 2 against 1 momentarily, but by the time he'd made his mind up what he was going to do with the ball, the chance had disappeared. Samuel and Ayala making a particularly good job of getting that clear, falling once again only to Davids. Zanetti in front of him. Davids goes across the edge of the penalty area. Kluivert! That was a good save from Cavallero. Beautifully picked out on the edge of the area. Nobody within half a metre or so. 36 goals in 65 appearances for Kluivert. Some record as Seedorf goes very deep with that. Back across, Van Nistelrooy's there. Well, will he be disappointed with his own finish there? De Boer at the back post with a header. Veron This is a really good start from the Dutch. This is once again Seedorf. And another fine ball by Seedorf, but not the best of reaction time that from Van Nistelrooy. First yellow card perhaps. Look of innocence on the face of Walter Samuel, but it's a yellow card for the man that they call the Rock. Certainly something of an indisciplined time himself, Rigson, at the moment. 2 yellows and a red in his last 5 appearances. The red is sending off in the match against Dundee just around Christmas. Pushing and shoving in there, Sorin is in there, and that's going to go straight into the arms of Cavallero, who edged Verano into the goalkeeping position tonight. 28-year-old from Celta Vigo, a team with a particularly stingy record this season for letting in goals. Surprised that Avocard didn't give a chance to Sander Westerveld, given the quality of the season that he's having, and the overall fitness level of Van der Roos has been out on and off injured for basically the last month or so. The Dutch season has only recently reconvened in the past couple of weeks. Davids trying to get the ball away from Veron. Really is in the mood tonight, Edgar Davids. Still lots of discussion about whether or not he'll still be in Italy and still at Juventus at the beginning of next season. This is Zanetti in front of him. Zanetti way too much of that to Javier Zanetti. Toku. Amsterdam. Little flick by Seedorf was a great bit of flick, and that's Rickson's ball, but it's way too deep. Lopez waiting for Gustavo Lopez to make it into the penalty area. Zenden. Toku finding Davids and Seedorf combining in the middle. Kluivert laying off again. Lazy piece of play by Kluivert there. Picks it up again. Looking for Van Nistelrooy. Quiroga. Making that position his own these days. He's a favourite of Bielsa. Sporting Lisbon at the moment. He did have some time in Italy with Napoli at the turn of 2000-2001. That was Sorin's ball. Now is that onside? It's Ortega. Ortega to Claudio Lopez, waiting for support into the penalty area. Claudio Lopez. Sorin is stuck inside on the penalty spot. Veron is there. Gustavo Lopez and Aimar. And in the end, Edgar Davids with the clearance up to Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy's turn. He's on his own. He's got to go on his own. Samuel's in front of him. Van Nistelrooy. Veron. Sorin. Samuel. Roberto Ayala. He too has played his best football in Spain's Primera Liga rather than Italy's Serie A with the Napoli or Milan. Lopez is in there now. Claudio Lopez is waiting. And he will continue to wait. He's taken up some good position, Claudio Lopez. De Boer puts him behind for a corner. It's the second time Gustavo Lopez has wasted a good opportunity to feed him. for once. Aimar getting the better of his man and finding space. Ayala making his way forward. 6 is Walter Samuel. 3 is Sorin, pushing himself out of the way towards Sorin. He couldn't get any connection on the ball. Still the danger's not clear. Stam clears it now. That's just going to roll out of play. Well, he's such a danger, Sorin, from those positions. A goal in the victory over Japan in November, scored the winner against Germany in a friendly back in the build-up to the World Cup finals of last year. Scored in his last goal, his game rather, for in Italy in Udinese. The winner against Udinese. That's a terrible ball. This is Aimar. Gustavo Lopez outside of him, might go on his own. Stam was struggling to catch up, might get a second chance. The whistle has already gone though. Casual piece of defending from the Dutch. Argentina just beginning to get back into this game. His third season with Roma. Walter Samuel not exactly enjoying this season. 20 points off the top place team at the moment. Roma. Stam. Van Nistelrooy. Kluivert. Zanetti is enjoying his season with Inter. Van Nistelrooy. Zenden. De Boer. 100th cap for De Boer will come against the Czech Republic, who are playing the French in the Stade de France tonight in the European Championship qualifiers. Kluivert. 2 wins out of 2 so far for Advocaat's team. Second cap tonight for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Plenty of famous faces on the bench there, including one, Van Hooydonk. Andy van der Meijden there. He's enjoying his best season with Ajax as they build up their preparations, of course, to retain the Dutch Eredivisie Championship. And remember, they take on Arsenal at Highbury on a week Tuesday. Seventh is Clarence Seedorf. Roy Mackay, Giovanni Brang van Bronckhorst there, and Paul Bosveld as well. Many, though, did feel that due to the season that some of these young players are having, these new young players, especially if you watch the Dutch Eredivisie, you'll be well aware of some of the talent that's come through over the past year. Robin van Persie's rise has been pretty well documented. He scored 5 out of 6 goals for Feyenoord last week in a Dutch Cup victory, and scored in the Amsterdam Arena at the weekend in a 1-1 draw with Ajax. And certainly Nigel de Jong and Wesley Sneijder, both 18-year-olds, rich talent. Beginnings of a return to the era of 10 years ago, when it all really began to start for Ajax with the UEFA Cup final victory on their way as Van Gaal moulded together that side that conquered Europe, thrilled everybody that saw them over that period of time. There's Sorin, Samuel, Veron, Quiroga. Everybody leaves it. This is Claudio, Lopez. Zanetti. Ortega. A great chance. Sorin coming in at the back. It's still not clear. Stam's heading clearance now. This is Claudio Lopez. And Seedorf comes away with it. Rickson. Sorin has got in behind Rickson on 3 occasions now in the past 10 minutes. It's a glorious ball again, looking to try and pick out Seedorf onto the foot of Walter Samuel. Really has been a diabolical season for Roma. Still involved, remember, of course, in the Champions League, but struggling really to qualify even for the UEFA Cup next year. Sorin. It was widely thought that Jose Peckerman would take over from Bielsa after the World Cup finals last year, but they've given him another chance. 3 in the centre. Everybody misses it. Had the most consistently strong performance over this first 42 minutes or so in here. Gustavo Lopez. Vigo. Both coaches will utilise some of these substitutions available to them in this second half coming up. Points of Gallardo, Solari, Cruz, Gonzalez, Scaloni, Colocini. Once again, we're looking at Van Hooijdonk. Seedorf. Hooijdonk actually fell out with Advocat. It was just prior to him breaking his leg back in October. Now this is Aimar to go on his own, and he was just shoved out of the way there by De Boer. Showed some flashes of real genius once again this season, Aimar. This is Lopez. Veron. Aimar. Sorin is wide of him, gives it straight away to Rickson. Van Bommel. Very quiet first half from Mark Van Bommel. Struggled to really get any involvement in the game or influence from his position. Zanetti. Didn't make any attempt whatsoever there to stop that getting to Ariel Ortega. Lopez goes toward the near post. Sorin is coming in at the back. He's kept it in, and in the end, just couldn't do enough with it when it fell. Loves to get forward, Sorin, as you can see from his record of scoring goals in the last year when he's been called up. Sorin again right in the thick of it, in the edge of the 6-yard area. Rickson clears. Veron. Lopez makes a move. Claudio Lopez finds Pablo Aimar. Ayala's in front of him. Samuel is 6. Samuel goes to strike it on his own. He's not a bad dead ball striker, Walter Samuel. Perhaps needs a little more time. Well, he will be off the field in a couple of minutes or so. Van Nistelrooy to presumably replaced by Roy Mackay, the top scorer in Primera Liga at the moment with Deportivo La Coruña. There's Van Bommel, in short ball to Rickson. puts him under unnecessary pressure now. Lopez might find Lopez. Ortega's got his arm raised. This is Aimar. And all of them wanting too much time on the ball. Davids, Seedorf, slips inside Sorin. His form really was beginning to drift, Seedorf, but he's recovered it. That move to AC Milan. This is Zenon. Davids. Koku. Davids. Cliver bounced wickedly up in front of him. Aimar. Ortega. Half-time whistle goes. Disappointing first half, as you can tell from the reaction of the crowd. Van Nistelrooy will go off. Didn't really have a lot to do in the first half. The two best chances coming to Patrick Kluivert in the opening 10 minutes. The Argentinians took their time to get into their stride, but they finished on something of a high. Sorin perhaps had the best chance for the Argentinians, but the half-time score at the arena, 0-0. Michael Reising is on for Amsterdam at the start of the second half. Roy Mackay has replaced Ruud van Nistelrooy. The Dutch having the better of the exchanges in the opening 20 minutes or so. I'll be hoping to find similar at the outset to this second half. Kluivert with the best chances. Gustavo Lopez will no doubt have been spoken to by Claudio Lopez about his inability to either see him or pick him out when he was in 2-on-1 situations. Davids. Koku being pushed back by Aimar. Zenon. It's a great ball now. Mackay, what a great chance to start the second half with a goal. Well, he's enjoying his most productive season ever so far. Zenon shot, charged out. Going deep this time, and Seedorf! And he volleyed it straight at Sorin. And it's a good job Sorin was there. Davids with the first ball. And then got back to make it just a minute or so later. Ortega is another who's struggled to have any involvement in this game so far. That's Van Bommel. Kluivert's layoff. Davids. Mackay goes streaking through the middle. Kluivert just ambling up there at the moment, just dropping off. Mackay's in there. The keeper's off his line. Cavallero. 25 goals in all competitions this season for Roy Mackay. Somewhere ahead of the nearest competition as well. Substitution for Argentina. Saviola is coming on for Gustavo Lopez. Give them something more of a focal point up front. Deemed surplus to requirements, remember, for the World Cup finals last year. Decision perhaps regretted now. Aimar. Some curious play that from Van Bommel. First touch for Saviola, brings a corner kick. scored more goals or done well in the Champions League this season, Xavier. 4 goals there as the corner comes across, and that was an unmarked, unchallenged header by Samuel. Seedorf keeps his feet. Rickson. Ayala. Veron picking out Quiroga. He's playing just a little too deep at the moment, Veron. His influence on the game is being minimal as well. Seedorf. David's in there, Veron getting stuck in this time. Samuel. Zender nipping in. Seedorf. This is Van Bommel. Picking out Zender again. Mackay is furthest forward in front of him, beginning to make a run now. Seedorf peels off to the left. This is Kluivert. Kluivert given time to turn, trying to play it into the path of Mackay, who feels that he was impeded on his run by a man that knows him well, Roberto Ayala. He's been a consistently good scorer in Spain since he arrived there from Vitesse. 64 in 115 for Deportivo. Doesn't get the same plaudits though as Patrick Kluivert. Well, that was just a plain kick by Ayala. And Milton Nielsen found something funny about it, but he certainly didn't. And you need to perhaps check the fixture list to see when Valencia are up against Deportivo. It's the next couple of weekends. You'll perhaps understand the reason why the need for the challenge there by Ayala. They're pushing up a little more effectively in this second period, closing down the space that the Dutch had to man those attacks inside the first half. They're not finding it comfortable at the moment in the middle of the field, the Dutch. And Rickson. As we're getting ready for another substitution here, the number 20, Marcelo Gallardo of Monaco, is coming on for Ariel Ortega. Differences made up these days with Didier Deschamps of Monaco, and he's playing some consistent football, Gallardo. Hasn't perhaps been on the score sheet as much as he'd like this season. Last goal back in August the 3rd against Troyes. Now, chance here as Rickson hits the byline. Rickson going to get it across. Kluivert's there! Good stop from Cavallero. Really, you would have expected Kluivert to bury that. Reisiger. Is the keeper very much in form, Cavallero. In Spain and enjoying his time since his move from Union back in 1998-99. Davids. Zenden. Running to a bit of bother there, Zenden. 328 games Frank de Boer played for Ajax. In the 1990s, the most successful period before it all ended on a very sour note. Davids doing exceptionally well. Davids, can he find the space to get the ball through to Kluivert? No, he can't. And again he feels that he was impeded or tricked. Nielsen though played the advantage. Reisiger. You remember that De Boers went on strike at Ajax, refusing to play unless they were released from their contracts. It looked okay for Frank at Barcelona. It didn't work out quite so well for Ronald De Boer. Only 28 starts at Barcelona. To his third season now at Glasgow Rangers. This was the chance just a couple of moments ago. That was a quite fantastic save from Cavallero. But just look how well Kluivert gets up. Seemed to hang in the air for an eternity, and you really would have put money on Kluivert burying that there. Should really have gone the opposite direction of the movement of the goalkeeper. Giving him less chance, or giving him absolutely no chance. This is Saviola, Aimar behind him, Lopez in front of him. Lopez on the back post, Saviola's got on the near. This is Lopez, gets it across, Sorin was coming in. And there was too much on it. Well, between the three of them, they couldn't force the ball home. Little step over by Davids, and he's away, and he's chopped down again by Ayala, who's surely got nothing to complain about. Never have believed that this is a friendly game, the spirit and the mood in which he's been playing this game in. This was a moment or two ago. Watch the run of Sorin in there just there, and Saviola just, well, he was rather ball watching really, and allowed Facundo to just nip in front of him. Making his way forward, Kluivert's there, Zanetti marking him, Reisiger just next to him. Koku there's being followed by Sorin on the edge of the penalty area. They know what a danger that Koku poses from those. Samuel is marking man rather than watching anything that's going on with the ball, as they tend to do, of course, after their education in Italy. And he's had 3 years of it with the very best. Now it might fall. Kluivert's there, right underneath it again. Well, maybe it's simply not to be his night. Bit of an off day sometimes, I suppose. Giovanni van Bronckhorst is coming on for Mark van Bommel, who's, well, disappointed every time Van Bommel has been given a stage on which to show exactly what he can do and show that the reputation is actually built on a solid foundation rather than just talk. He's failed to produce. The player that thought that he was going to be playing in the Premier League at the beginning of this season, so the transfer market all but collapsed in the last year. Off comes Veron. Esteban Cambiasso is on. Back to Real Madrid this season after a good year with River Plate, but he's not scored any goals there. Last goals for River Plate back in March. He's been loaned out ever since he arrived at Real Madrid, and everywhere he's gone, he's had success apart from Real Madrid. It was 12 and 35 for him last year, which is what tempted them to bring him back. This is Zenden, Zanetti with him. Never looks to be in a rush, Zanetti, never looks to even break sweat, really. He is very effective. Now, Reisiger asking the ball to be played onto the edge of the penalty area by Seedorf, and it was a little slow in getting there. Rickson across to cover. Just getting a little sloppy, this from the Dutch. Here's Sorin, Cambiasso. This is Gallardo. Saviola goes down, free kick. Not really the position you want to be giving free kicks away in with so many dead ball strikers. But Argentina have got Gallardo, Xavier, well, virtually half the team could fancy their chances here. But presumably it will be Marcelo Gallardo. Second in the table, Monaco. What a season they're having. Didn't look as if it was going to be anything like the season it might turn out to be for them. What a battle it'll be for a championship. Marseille and Monaco. This is going to be Gallardo. Unless Cambiasso makes it, it's going to be Gallardo. Gives it over the top. Vacarus was rooted to the spot. And that was under half a metre wide. Who is out. You won't hear too many cheers for Bosvelt on this ground. For Bosvelt, the captain of Feyenoord. And Santiago Solari is about to come on as well. 26-year-old rather, left midfield player. Scores primarily in the Champions League and the Copa del Rey as well. Rarely gets chances to impress in the Primera Liga side. He might get a chance to impress here if he can get this ball across, and it was put behind, and a good job too, because Saviola was riding in behind De Boer. What a start that would have been. Solari's ball. Boswell, another one of the veterans at 32. Cambiasso and Solari on the edge of the penalty area, and there's a chance going to set up here for Ayala. Ayala went way too deep with that ball. Ayala, Gallardo, down goes Davis. Gallardo is still there. He's lost a bit of weight as well these days. That always tend to be a bit of a problem with Gallardo. Discipline side, he's cooled down a bit this season. Last red card against Lyon back on the 21st of September, and that's the only one he's had so far this season. Well, this would have to be or go down as one of the most least interesting meetings between these two nations, and the only one that will ever have ended up as a 0-0 draw. The latest fashion accessory in eyewear. De Boer with a free kick, then Clive underneath it. Mackay comes short. Cambiasso is in, Mackay is there. Zenden continues his run. And Bronckhorst with the layoff. Again looking to want one touch, really too many there. Reisiger. Rickson. Quite a few critics of this performance tonight. Bosvelt sweeping it forward. Really look where he was playing the ball though. Get in there to try and break it up though now. Is that onside? It is onside. This is Saviola. Saviola! And Vater is called into action. Only about the third time in the game. And stood up and waited until Saviola committed himself as to what he was going to do there. It was a very tight angle. There was nobody else in front of Saviola. Had to go on his own. Sorin is still in there. 21 was Solari on the edge of the penalty area. Solari again with a little touch through. The flag is up. It wouldn't have counted anyway. quality service, says he, Van Bronckhorst in this game. Rickson, somehow the ball manages to fall favourably, and well, that was Cambiasso. Rickson. Cambiasso intercepts. Solari is 21, getting forward, looking for Javier, gets the return ball. Solari now, what can he do? Cuts it back the edge of the penalty area, looking for Aimar. Aimar tries to bend it into the top left-hand corner. Sorin makes the run. Well, you could never have any complaints about work rate and application for that player. They've been looking for progress since the World Cup finals, and it's hardly shot off the Richter scale, judging by the quality of the play of the teams that they've been playing, but it's steady as Ayala takes the corner kick. Not going to thrill anybody at home with victories over the likes of Japan, the USA, Honduras and Mexico. 7 is Seedorf. Is Van Bronckhorst with a strike. Oh, what a goal from Van Bronckhorst! Well, to say it was completely and utterly unexpected is something of an understatement. The game looked as if it was drifting to a 0-0 draw. Well, if any of the Dutch fans had forgotten what his capabilities were, that was a gentle reminder. No fault really could be laid at the feet of the goalkeeper. He was fairly and squarely beaten by that. Wickedly curling into the bottom left-hand corner. Here's Zenden. Clivett, Zenden's got it back. Zenden on the turn, good save, Cavallero. Finishing with a flourish, the Dutch here. Well, few real performances of distinction in a game which didn't really tell either coach too much that he didn't know already. It will please, though, Avocat more than it will please Bielsa. Argentina lose their first game since the World Cup finals, and it's the first real test they've had since then. As we said, few have really been impressed with victories over second-rate nations. This was the test for Bielsa, and on the night they failed to take their chances. They had plenty of them. The Dutch created their own luck, and they won it with an outstanding goal scored by Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. The final score then in the arena, Holland 1, Argentina 0.